Good morning, KP. It's Miss Perkins again. Well, let's do our calendar so we can move on, and I'll tell you what we're going to be working on later this morning in Zoom. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I've been trying to remind you, since somewhere here in the teen numbers, how to write those teen numbers. You know, you always write them with a 1 in front of them, right? You'll notice, even starting with 10 and then 11, right? A 1 and a 0, a 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2 for 12. Then when you really say those teens, 1 and 3 for 13, 1 and 4 for 14, 1 and 5 for 15, 1 and 6 for 16, 1 and 7 for 17, 1 and 8 for 18, 1 and 9 for 19. Tomorrow will be another group of 10, but today we're focusing on 19. Here we go. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. Ooh, it's going to be a really interesting day tomorrow. All right, so that's that. The weather. If you're looking outside your window, I guess I'm mixing up my usual order. Sorry, my brain was just going right outside that window. So what are you seeing? I think it's going to be pretty good, but you have to decide depending on when you're watching this video. So I'm going to give you the options to talk about what you see and what you're feeling with the temperature. The weather today is, and okay, so I hope you said both those things. All right, now this is the usual routine I would do afterwards, but you're noticing that we have more red dots. We count on from 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 40, yes, 6. 46 no school days. Speaking of numbers and math and having to do a little bit with what I was kind of paying attention to in the calendar even, is a little hint about what's going to happen during morning meeting. So I'm going to have you print out. Let me read you the beginning first. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. Please make or print 2 tens frames and bring them to our Zoom meeting later this morning. We will be working on subtraction with the teen numbers. Love, the KP teachers. So this is the actual paper that I'm sending to you, and I follow the directions here and colored all of those in red. What you're going to do is really notice. So in KP, we would normally X off 1, 2, 3, 4. They did the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you have to do here is trace the number problem and the answer that they gave you. 10 minus, or take away, this is called a subtraction problem, right? So it's all those things mean the same thing. 10 minus 4, and they're also working on your number formation, which you would be doing in KP as well, equals 6. So make sure you're following the arrows to write those numbers correctly. I actually want you to leave these blank, and after you've done this problem, I'm going to show you what I want you to do when you come to KP. So you're going to cut the problem you just did, because you got that nice practice, and that was great. You can take a picture of it before you cut it and send it to me so I know that you understood what they were doing. They also were having you block off the whole outside. And you would say that in the directions below. But I actually want to use this in our lesson today because you're going to recognize something that we had in KP that I will be using with you. What are these? Yes, tens frames. I have 2 of them here because I know Mrs. Curley has been talking to you about 10 and some more, working with all the teen numbers, right? So we're going to be doing a little bit of that and with subtraction. So once you've done this and filled in your answer, like I said, take a picture of it to show to me. Then you're going to keep this part. You'll have filled this in already. Then, if you want, you can cut all the way around the circles to have them like we would in KP. But if it's easier, sometimes what I do is I cut the long one first. A long rectangle. Okay, then you can cut all the individual squares, but you should already have it colored in the red. It's much easier. Now, mind you, some of them are going to have the little black kind of over it. Just ignore that because we can use these in so many ways when we go to do our subtraction problems together. So you'll notice that I cut out, now this is another one. So if you don't have a printer, you can, I drew that with a pencil, okay? And so, and you can draw 2 of them if we're working with the teen numbers. So it's really a rectangle, okay? Like about that long. And then I usually put the lines right down. 1, so it has these here, 2, 3, 4 lines. The 5th line stops it. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So for some reason you can't print it, you can always draw it. Then you'll see that when we go to do the math problems, you could use the one that you drew or the one I asked you to do the problem and then cut it off. And we're going to be placing the red ones on here and doing some subtraction problems together. We might even get a chance to do it. So we really should come to Zoom meeting with 2 tens frames. That way, you'll be able to try out some of the teen numbers with subtraction with me. Okay, because I know Mrs. Curley has been working on that with you. So you could print also this one twice so that you can have your own dots, or I've asked that you bring your own counting manipulatives. You know, again, maybe you have those dandelions, maybe you have rocks, maybe you have little tiny toys. They should all look the same, right? And bring those. Whatever it's going to be easiest for you to count with. But I thought I'd send this to you so if you needed a material, you could have it. You can certainly draw your own or get your own little counters. So that's what we're going to be working on in our Zoom meeting today, because I know it's getting up there with some of the things that Mrs. Curley's been sending you. And I think if we work together as a group, it is going to be some great, great practice. I look forward to seeing you, but I'm going to show you one other thing before I go. So, in this jar, I put some tens frames. how many, I'm not going to turn it or anything, do you think I put? Tens frames. Can I hold on to that? What do you think? A whole tens frame. One of them fit in there? Two, you decide. How am I going to fit in this jar? So that is what we're going to be working on also, to count those out. I look forward to seeing all of you a little bit later on our Zoom meeting. Bye.